Okay, so this is going to be episode 22. We're ready for this? Are you ready, Sharon?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast, our unprofessional development resource to take your teaching to the next level. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fred Jaravada, and welcome to our Teaching Bites show. This is episode number 22. And on this episode, we'll be talking about surveys, professional development, and all that cool stuff. This is the podcast all about teaching. Take your teaching to the next level. Again, I'm your host. I'm Fred.
And I'm Sharon.
How you guys doing? Welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
So we're on episode 22. We are in August 2015.
Yes.
Right?
And maybe some of you have already gone, but I went back to school today, stepped in,
So
getting it ready.
This is August, first week of August, and we went back to the class. When do you start?
I start, the kids come in August 17th.
When do teachers go in?
11th.
Okay, so you guys start early.
Yeah, really early, but I love it because I end early.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
Very cool. I have about a couple weeks to go. But like Sharon, I'm starting to think and start, making my goals and all that cool stuff. But I'm trying to slow it down. I hope you guys are slowing it down too.
Yeah, like for example, we since we've talked to you, we went on vacation.
Yep, we went
to San Diego.
For a wedding, my cousin got married, right? It was nice to see family down there. San Diego is a beautiful place. You guys got to check it out. It's a great warm, not hot, it's a warm place that actually has a breeze and beautiful beaches. Not like the other big city in Southern California.
What's that?
I don't know, it has an L and an A over there.
Yeah, I do miss beaches, though. I really do.
Go Giants, and go Warriors. Yeah, if you guys don't know, we're from San Francisco. We're in San Francisco. So
yep.
And we have a big rivalry with that other city down there.
Hey, I'm from there. Stop it.
But San Diego is a great place. You guys got to check it out. All right, let's move on. All right. So
today is number 22, and I just did a search in 22, and the first thing I saw, of course, Taylor Swift's number 22 song. And we can't wait to a concert in 2 weeks.
We're going to see her.
Yes. But anyway, I had to find something else. So many of you know the Paramount Films logo. There are 22 stars in the logo. It used to be 25 and 24. Don't know why they changed it, but...
Do you know what those stars are about?
No.
Or what they represent?
No, I don't.
From what I remember, and I don't have my notes on that, but from what I remember is that each star represented a movie star way back in, I believe, the 1920s or 30s, or I don't know exactly when. But it represented each star represented a movie star that helped found Paramount Pictures.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I don't know, those it would start 25 and 24. Probably those three got kicked out.
Yeah,
so.
they're like, screw you. I don't know. Okay, so today is a packed episode. We're going to talk about our amazing survey, and thank you to those of you who filled it out, our tech survey for teachers. We're going to talk about the results, talk about...
what we're going to do.
What a course we're going to make, and how we're going to answer some of the questions through our podcast, through blogs and Facebook, and about the California Teacher Summit I went to on Friday.
Right.
So
cool.
Many little topics for you. Are you guys ready?
I think they're ready.
All right. So survey results. So we asked the number one biggest struggle that you have in integrating technology in your classroom. And the top 4.
What are they? Guess.
Everyone know? Number 1, not enough training.
Not enough training, not enough professional development on technology.
And I think the specifically was between 0 and 3 or none.
Hours, right?
The hours of training. Okay.
Yeah, so mostly it's up, either 0 or up to 3 hours, and that's it for the whole school year.
So not a lot. Another result was that teachers are like, I don't have enough devices for my students. You know, they have one iPad or maybe one laptop or maybe
Chromebook. Yeah,
I have a 1 to 2. I'm 1 to 2 Chromebooks, and I did have a video. If you guys saw my newsletter of how to get materials for your students. I did a Donors Choose video to help you.
and you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that on one of our episodes, right, on the podcast episode. And if you want to see that video, you need to subscribe into our newsletter.
Newsletter. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. And
So what's the number?
number 3? What was it, Fred?
I don't remember.
Come on.
Well, okay, let me remember this. Okay, so it's training, right? Training, lack of training,
No,
lack of devices, time.
I think,
A lot of it's time.
yeah, but that wasn't a huge one.
We're still recording. I'm not going to edit this out.
You're not going to edit this out?
No, so keep talking to the
I'm
microphone.
going to look it up. I'm going to look it up now.
Okay, so I'm going to say it. Time. It's time to discover, time to learn these apps, learning the tools itself, learning how to manage these devices that's invading your classroom. It's also troubleshooting.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. So
What
that's
do you
number
do?
3. 3 is time, and number 4 is what did I say? I'm blanking out. I don't know why I'm blanking out. I would really suck on the radio station right now.
Yeah, they would turn you off.
They say we go back.
Okay.
Let's go to commercial. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So one thing that we used for this survey, it's called Typeform. It's great. I love Google Docs and Google Forms. Those are great for surveys, and it's all integrated with Google, obviously.
Yep.
But Typeform, it's beautiful. It's simpler. Well, I don't know if it's simpler to make, but it's definitely simple for the user to fill out. And what's cool, we got about 10% of our audience members to fill 12% of our audience members and subscribers to fill it out, which is great.
So I got the results here for our survey, and we're right. Number 1, again, I don't have enough devices for my students. Oh, this is, sorry, what are the struggles? Oh, no.
That's the question.
Sorry.
What is your number one struggle?
Number 1 struggle. Well,
Right.
this is what are the other struggles you're facing. So they had to, this one they have to click on. So
Multiple choice.
Number 2, I don't have enough time to learn new tech, which you mentioned. I don't have enough funds to buy hardware and apps. I don't have enough tech training. So we did it.
Right. I forget
Yep.
what I said the 4th one, but you just got to rewind that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think it's the troubleshooting. So you have
Right.
devices in your classroom. People donate, or a school is buying the devices. Unfortunately, they forget, or what comes later is connecting to the internet, the Wi-Fi, the routers, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
that's a big issue.
Right. And then also, another question is, which tech tools do you want to learn more about? So the top 4.
Right. So obviously, Google has made a big push into the schools, and a lot of schools are using Google apps for education. Google Drive, Google Classroom, Google Docs, Sheets, Calendar, whatever,
Yep.
all that stuff, drawing, all that stuff, even using a Blogger or Google Sites. So that's a huge thing, and unfortunately, people are not getting trained on that. Now, this summer, there was a lot of in-person professional development training happening all over the country, if not all over the world. But you got to go there usually and attend that. One, they're fairly pricey, but they are being taught by professionals, Google certified teachers. So they know what they're doing, and they are all teachers, or were in the classroom, so they understand how to use these tools in the classroom. So if you can go out to one, and they have it throughout the year, go for it. Ask your principal to fund it. Go for that. One of those GAFE, GAFE.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? But now, moving on. So why did we, or what's the next step for this survey for us. So we want to meet that need. We want to help teachers. Sharon and I, we've been talking about what our tagline should be. We played around and we talked about how we want teachers to take their teaching to the next level. It's really broad. It's a very broad term. So we're thinking about changing it into something that's more actionable. And we've been playing with this phrase, and we don't have it down pat, but it's something to this effect: helping teachers use technology in a classroom. That, I think, will be the tagline for our show from now on. And we may tweak it a little bit here and there. I mean, what do you think, Sharon?
Yeah, I think that's more specific when people figure out what do you guys do. They could easily say, "Oh, I know they're the go-to." Hopefully, for having figured out how to get tech in my classroom or learn how to teach my kids all these tools I'm supposed to learn. And a district saying, "Hey, here's all these devices. Now, what do we do with it?" So wouldn't it be that shortcut? We want to help you because end of the day, you got other things to do. You got a life.
Right.
So
what's our plan? So this is what we want to do. One, we'll continue to add value to help teachers out. Subscribe. One, we share it through Facebook. We find tips and ideas on Facebook. So please join our Facebook page. On Facebook.
And Pinterest as well.
Facebook.com/teachingbytes. Like us there. Also, you can also join our newsletter. Go to teachingbytes.com. And then you can find the subscription link over there. And we are also thinking of maybe making a course that it's more linear and that you can grow from. So an online course that will help teachers, especially newbies, step by step, every step, using Google, learning how to use Google Apps for Education. And it will be all laid out where we'll just teach the essentials. You don't need to know everything, but you need to know the essentials. And we're designing it in a way where you can grow from it.
Right. And the cool thing about it is it's at your own pace. So if you say, "Oh, what was that part again?" you could go back easily.
So we're thinking, exactly. So we're thinking about that, and we're going to keep it short. We don't want to keep you from what you need to do in your lives. We don't want an 8-hour course, 22-hour course, or whatever. 8 DVD. No. We're thinking of something nice, simple, short that you can do. All right.
Yeah. So just be on the lookout for that.
And we'll announce that as we develop that more.
Okay. All right, so the main topic for today's podcast, those of you in California, I'm sure, especially public school K through 12 teachers, you probably got an email from your school district, actually through your school district, but from the summit. It's called the California Better Together California Teacher Summit. And for those who don't know what it is or haven't heard of it, it's the first annual one. It was free. It was amazing. There were 33 colleges and universities that hosted this event, and teachers from, like I said, K through 12 could attend. And there were different keynote speakers, ed camps. So it's like an unconference. There's no topic, and the tagline is for teachers by teachers.
For teachers by teachers.
Yeah. So there was no specific topic. You went in there, you had to put on a Post-it note what you're interested in.
Now, who ran this? You say some universities. Can you identify these universities?
All the Cal States hosted, but I think what was that called? The new teachers...
So basically, the California State University system, right? Most of them, right? There's about 1920 of them, 22 maybe, schools around the state.
Right.
They were part of it, and maybe some other schools. I don't know if the University of San Francisco or the private schools have talked about that. So maybe Stanford. I don't know. Right.
No.
Okay. Mostly, I think it's the UCs, and the California State Universities.
Right. So Cal State's the New Teacher Center, and I can't read that, AICCU.
That's fine. I just want to see who are these authorities. I like to see who are these authorities running these shows, these professional developments.
Right.
But it seems it's pretty cool, the unconference. Can you explain what the unconference is about real quick?
The unconference is something where teachers are encouraged to come up with their own topics that they're interested in. They want to know more about. There's no set schedule. There's no like room A is for this speaker about this topic from this time. So it's very organic, and you put your idea on a Post-it note, and then they organize it in some kind of matrix, and you kind of have to put them in this category. And then throughout the morning when they had keynote speakers, the organizers would organize all the topics together. And then on the Google Doc, they would say, okay, this room is for middle school iPads. This room is for project-based learning. So you just go to these sessions, and then there's no mediator. You just have to start, and then people just kind of start talking like conversation.
So that's pretty cool how it's the conference. And I've been to unconference style a couple times already. And what I gathered from it, and what I liked about it, is that it's user generated. There are no, hierarchy, or there's no admin people determining what we should know, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the teachers organically coming up with the topics that they want to know.
Right, and then I noticed that the topics that were more sought after, they organize them into the bigger rooms. So, for example, I went to one about, surprisingly, how to integrate technology in your classroom. And that was a big group. Another one was project-based learning. But a small group I went to, one was about like peer-to-peer feedback.
Right.
So, but you know what's cool about it is that you don't have to stay for the whole thing. You just kind of see, okay, I think I like this, and kind of like, I think I can move on to the next session. Because the sessions are only a half hour.
And there are no harder feelings.
No,
right?
it's not. There's no vendors.
No
trying to sell you anything.
What?
That's the thing about it is they cannot have vendors at these things to distract you and try to sway you. So it's really, really like I loved it. I'd never been to this before, and I'm really inspired to go to more of these. It's called an ed camp.
Ed camps, right?
Yeah. So
I've seen ed camps advertised throughout the country.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never been. And so I was actually a little bit hestant to go to that. I wasn't sure what this is.
How many teachers went?
The one I went to the one at San Francisco State. It was about 500 teachers, but it's statewide 15,000.
And they all went.
Yeah, and what's really, really nice is that there were 2 keynote speakers, one at the morning and one at the end of the day. And I don't know if you guys know Yvette Nicole Brown. She's an advocate for teachers and also an actress. And she was in the show Community, and I've never seen the show, but very inspiring. Talked about her life growing up and how teachers have really guided her.
Is she a teacher, or is she just
No, she's not a teacher. Okay. But it guided her to where she is today. Right.
Now, you also said there was a person that went to space. Or something
yeah,
like
so this guy named Mel...
he's an astronaut.
He's an astronaut. Mel... Let me make sure I get the name right. His name is Melvin Leland, and he was a football player, and he became an astronaut. And he's actually serves on the White House task force in charge of developing the 5-year STEM plan for the United States. And he's been on the International Space Station. And
that's amazing. That's very cool.
Another really inspiring person. I mean, I was just really energized by watching these speakers and how important our role is as a teacher.
Well, I'm glad you went. I took care of the boys.
Yes, you did.
I'm glad you went because I like the unconference style of teacher development, professional development. Also, there are no vendors. I like that a lot too.
It was really nice, and they give you lunch and breakfast.
Right. Now the vendors they also have good stuff, but they're I mean it's distracting, at least to me. I know I just put my horse blinders on and just walk right through.
Like, I just want the free pen. Just give me the free back scratcher.
The free bag, I know. I don't like that.
No, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I met teachers from Castro Valley, Redwood City, Marin, that I normally would not have met in person. Because usually I go to SFUSD things.
And you're stuck with, you see the same people over and over again.
Yeah. So, the goal of this is not to just be like, oh, we're having this summit and then not till next year. But it's like a conversation starter. You meet new people, you network, and then you keep it going. In whatever way, if inspired you, you share it out, you bring it back like a circle. So that's a pretty amazing feat to have in our state, a huge Golden State, to do this. And nice. I'm really glad I went. And my coworker, I emailed the whole staff, says, you guys want to go? I'm going. So she kind of got me inspired to attend.
Nice.
So
cool.
A lot of good conversations about our school site, what has to be done, what can be done, and how everyone's in the same position. They're not alone.
Right. Okay, so now my next question is this. Okay, so you said a couple of teachers from your school went.
Yes.
How do we get more teachers to go?
How would I next time?
Yeah, if the next ed camp, you're inspired. I hear the passion, and you're inspired to go again. How can you get more? Well, the thing is, I've noticed also in my career, it's even though I get inspired, sometimes it's hard to get my colleagues in there also.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is.
And how do we, instead of, I guess you can bring it back with you, but
not the same as going.
It's not the same as going. Right. How do we do that? I don't know. It's a kind of, I don't know. It's just a big question that, lingers all the time. I've been to a lot of great stuff also, but
yeah,
I go to them because, one, I probably have more time than them from my position in school,
Well, I think if you start off saying it's on conference style, it's not like you're saying, hey, come with me to this math conference. Oh, I don't want to go to a math conference. But if you say, I'm going to go to this ed camp or unconference and explain what it is to them, you may find maybe some people are in the same boat as you, and how this great network of teachers can open up your learning for yourself.
It sounds good.
It's the only way I could say it.
Right.
Oh, and give you breakfast and lunch, which is so nice because we don't get that very often.
But what's even rare? It's a lot too. I've seen I've attended a lot of professional development where subpar or they just sucked or,
Yeah.
They weren't inspiring or they're just boring.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard also people attend conferences or a professional development or they hired someone amazing, or they heard that he's amazing or he's a thought leader in education, but he comes in or he or she comes in and it bombs. It's just like he doesn't know how to teach a room of teachers.
True.
It's all lecture and there's a place for lecture, but it gets so boring and I don't know. But I do like the unconference style. There's also meetups. That's a little more informal than unconference style.
Yeah, and I will say in the whole day, I didn't even get sleepy or tired. That says something.
Nice, yeah.
Even after lunch, I was very moved to tears. So, and there was other they called it Ed Talk. Sounds like TED Talk, but they call it other Ed Talk.
Fred Talk.
Sorry.
We'll do a Fred Talk.
Okay.
It's just me just talking to a microphone.
Just you, not me.
No.
Yeah. Okay, good. I got to watch the kids then.
That's the thing on my podcast. We started a new podcast. Fred Talks.
Yeah. So anyway, I was saying, so besides the keynotes, there were also Ed Talk teachers. So local teachers, from a science teacher to an admin teacher, and stories of successes. And even this one teacher talked about how she failed these students. And it's nice to hear those, because then how do you know what to do next time? You can't always talk about, all these success stories. Right. But if you talk about, we failed the student, but now we're going to do this next.
Right.
That's really powerful, because otherwise you feel like you can't reach that awesome teacher that's on the boards and she's the national board or the president of this, and it's like you just feel so out of reach. But then when you hear that, you're like, okay, that's me. So great day. Definitely go next year. I'm going to talk to my staff about it when I go back.
Now, the Ed Camp, I know in San Francisco there's a Twitter account. If you're on Twitter, I think most teachers aren't on Twitter. You can find them, Google them in your area, look for an Ed Camp, I think that's very valuable.
I do want to go to more of those. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, so any other takeaways for our awesome listeners?
Well, one takeaway that really stood out to me was, it's really important to get to know every student and connect with them on a personal level. Yeah, you got academics to do. Let's go to PE, let's go to recess, let's do this lesson, field trip. But what comes down to it, establishing relationships with them. So they trust you, they feel safe, they can take risks, they feel included.
Right.
And
that's what I know a lot of parents say also, I want my teacher to know my child.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's always a comment they always say, or one hope they have.
So that's something that it's a good reminder for me, especially quiet students. Sometimes they get forgotten and I'm like, lost, right? So you have to figure out ways to reach them. So any ideas? What are you going to try to do this year when the school starts this year? What are you going to do? Well, of course I talk about my summer and what I did, and I always do this time capsule thing when they talk about what they like to do and what their favorite this and that is. But it takes all year to build that relationship, Right. And if this kid loves dinosaurs, for example, you can say, "Oh, I saw Jurassic World. Did you see that?" Right. Connecting pop culture like you do really well. Do you do some surveys, like in the beginning of the year, or top things they did or they like? They put it on the board. Because I notice also these kids, usually they stick together grade by grade by grade. Right? Yeah, they know each other. So they kind of know each other. They know each other, and you teach their grade. Yeah. And a lot of them have gone up the grades together. Right. Right. Yeah. So kindergarten, first, second, and so on. So they kind of know each other already. They do. Right. Mm-hmm. And the same thing in my school, that happens. But I think that's why when I start, I always talk about myself a little bit more, and then but I'm very interested in what's happening. Also, I bring the real world in the classroom. I talk about the Warriors. I talk about sports, the Giants, how they're doing, if they suck or if they're good. I talk about the movies, what's the movie we watched the other day, a couple of weeks ago. The Pixar movie, Inside Out. Inside Out, and I'll use that because they talk about emotions in there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll use that. I'll use how I took our son had his birthday, and my brother and sister, they took him out for his birthday and watched the Minions, and that's going to be huge for the kids. Mm-hmm. Right. So bringing in myself into the classroom, being open, Yeah. So that can help if that fits your style of teaching. Your mileage may vary. So, right. And then to piggyback off of that, just like I said, connecting with each student, even the littlest gesture can really impact the student, impress them. Not really impress "Oh, wow, you're cool," but really keep it lasting memory. And it's what you may think is a small deal is a big deal to little kids. So just really be mindful of especially negative comments, or which I got to do better on, of course, all of us, But really trying to get the positive, just a little glimpse of something fun that could connect with them. Mm-hmm. That's something that I really am going to try to do this year. All right. Okay. I'm making sure you do that. Okay, we'll check back. All right. So anyway, thank you all for listening. Keeping us in mind. Please find us on Facebook, Pinterest, and now Instagram. Got an account. Yes, we're on Instagram, Teaching Bites, Instagram account, and Facebook.com/Teaching Bites. iTunes, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. All right, guys? Okay. Bye. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bites podcast. at www.teachingbytes.com.